Hello Force of Will fans, it's Ryan here. Just want to talk to you about my latest brew. This is a Malefic Tree from Echoes in the New World. And the way I went about this one was I picked out all the Echoes in the New World cards that I liked, like Mariabella, like Rizard, because it went with Tree, and I just started putting cards together. And of course I loved the Mikage sisters. They're my girls. And I was like, just put together some deck. And then I went to my local game store this Saturday, and my deck was half built, and I just cobbled the rest together. And this is all from Echoes of the New World. I did go up against just one game, not even a full match, just one game against a Percia net deck, top tier Percia, and I managed to last 9 rounds with this. There are 17 cards in here. I am going to be sideboarding / removing, and that's just from the main deck. That does not count the Magic Stone deck, which is it's pretty weak because I did not have my Killing Stones with me. I only had one, and I did not have any Darkness and Wind Magic Stones. So I was running in my Magic Stone deck. We'll start with that. Well, of course, Tree. And I got this pretty cool card protector from local game store as one of my promos. They gave out a whole bunch of promos this time, and picked up a couple more of the Mikage sister promos, and I think I got a playset of those now. Really love the Mikage sisters, coming from Magic, it being the 2-drop Planeswalker at uncommon, which is insane. But anyway, Malefic Tree, if you don't know what it does, energize 1 wind. This is technically a wind ruler because of, to me, where it falls in the set. It's in the wind, and it's not by number. It's in the wind group with the cards. And basically, you prevent damage dealt to you, and every 100 damage you prevent. That way, you mill your deck. Also, you pay 1 wind, 1 darkness, and you tap. Rest. You can put one of the following cards from your removed area and onto the battlefield. You got the Machine King, you got Rizard, you got Melgus, and you got Arla, the flying 8, flying. What is that? Let's see what that. Can we focus? There we go. Yeah, those are your cards that you can put on the field, which is pretty cool. So that's our Malefic Tree. I'm gonna put that over there. So let's start with the stone deck. I ran 4 star fragments. Sorry for the glare, excuse me. Because I did not have any other stones. If I was going to do this again, as soon as I'm done with this video, I'll be on TCG Player buying my playset of the stones I need. And then I ran 3 darkness and then 3 wind, just because. So that's what I ran. It actually worked out pretty well. At the end, I was not... Sorry, force habit shuffling. At the end, I was not doing, I was pulling cards from the graveyard and removed area, and that was working out pretty well. Anyway, let's start with cards that are not going back in the deck. I had 4 Interdimensional Shift. Love this card. Think it's a great card. I am not running a Wanderer Resonator deck. This was a dead card in my hand. I think I have 1 Wanderer in here, maybe 2. So anyway, this card is out. Next, I was running 4 of the Petal. Not running Chimeras, not running Fox, not doing any of that. I put 4 in this deck because of the Star Fragment. This did not hit the field, so it was either milled or it was a dead card in hand. So that's out. Next, let's talk about what's going to be in my sideboard. I think I'm going to sideboard Mikage. This did not hit the field, but because I'm running Darkness Resonators and some Vampires, I see could be some synergy there. I have 3 of these. So this is maybe, but it's definitely going to go out of the main board. Put those on the side. And then, even though it's listed on Malefic Tree as a card that you can pull out, I'm going to put Rizard in my sideboard. He is not a vampire. That is disturbing to me. This should be a Resonator 7 Kings / Vampire. However, it is just 7 Kings. If it had the Vampire Resonator type with it, this would just combo and have synergy off so many other things. So this is going to go to the sideboard for now. This might even fall out of the sideboard completely. I am disappointed in this card. Alright, let's get to the main deck, the rest of the main deck. This card saved my American Bacon. This was the star. I dropped this on turn 2. I played first. I should have played second so I could have the wind energized, but I went first and I dropped this on turn 2. I was able to pull a Darkness Magic Stone. I top decked a Darkness Magic Stone, dropped this. My opponent playing Percia, turn 1 dropped Sacred Elf. Shut her down so hard. So thank you, Neobaria. This is staying. That is staying. Let's see if we can get that. Okay, there we go. Next, I ran 4 Severing Winds. Main reason, it's free counterspell, and I actually used 2 of these in the game to shut down my opponent. Not completely, but there was a couple times where they rested all their mana stones to pull something out, and that was their second spell, and Severing Winds knocked them out of the game. So this actually worked this game, keeping that. Okay. Next, I really like Confront the Unknown. It's a wind card, quick cast. 2 target Resonators cannot attack this turn and draw cards. So playing against Percia, and this person was doing the trick. I forget the name of the card, but if it does you damage, they can pull in a 17/17. So if you can shut them down, quick cast them, they go through their draw phase, and you drop this on them, and then you draw a card too. It's 1 void, 1 wind. Really like this. Unfortunately, I milled all these from my deck. And at the end there, I was getting close to decking myself. Another card I like for this deck is Soul Dew. Again, quick cast. They pull a Resonator out that was put on the field this turn, put it on the bottom of their deck. I mean, they got that giant, what is it, 17/17? 1700, just drop it on the bottom of their deck. It's a quick cast, so save your butt there. Again, with this deck though being 60 cards, I unfortunately milled all of these out of my hand. Those were 2 cards that really would have done it for me. The following cards did not see play, but I'm going to keep them. I got 1 Heteroclite Excalibur. Actually I did use this card, and I had to pay the life, and I was able to remove something from the game. So this actually worked for me. This is my last one. I have 4 in my Mikage deck, but I really like that card. I milled all of my Schrodinger's box except for 1, but I did have 1 out there, and it basically turned one of their Resonators into a permanent blocker. So that, not the best, but it did slow this Percia deck down. So I really like that. I actually pulled 2 of these in my opening hand, and so I dropped them on the bottom of my, and I used those as my mulligan bait, if you will. Final Battle. It's a good card. I don't know if 4 is the right number for this deck. I could see 2 or 3. If you want to do 2 or 3, I'm not too. Wouldn't hold that against you. Alright, Resonators. We'll go with In My Hand, Didn't See Play, to Most Effective. So I had Abdul in this deck, because he has his Resonance ability, forces an opponent to discard a card. If I had got this out early in game, gone second, so he would have been out at my second turn, and then my third turn going forward, this, going up against the Percia deck, I think would have slowed them down or caused them pause. Let's see where I could put this. There, less glare. But that did not see play, unfortunately. Let's see. I had 3 of these, my Percias. They did not see play. They milled. They were all milled. Otherwise, this would have been sweeping and wiping my opponent's board, keeping it clean. I need one more. I think I'm going to order that here shortly. All of these were milled. My girls, my Makage sisters. These were all milled, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have done the Ping of Death and have forced some Resonator hate and forced to empty the hand. Next girl, Maribella. She was unfortunately milled as well. Otherwise, getting Machina out and Maribella out. Just have her pump herself, protect her with this, and he goes to the graveyard or removed area, just pull him back in, and she's protected, and then they're both, 1 void and 3 void, and it auto-include. I think I need one more of Machina, so those did not see that. Now for the All-Star. This was an amazing card for your tree deck. If you are running tree, there's one up there, and you are not running a playset of the wolf, let's see, let's move the camera. If you're not running a playset of our wolf, I think you got the idea. If you are not running a playset of this wolf, sorry for bumping the camera, you are doing it wrong. You are completely doing it wrong. This is effectively a 2-drop. Out of all of these 4 wolves, I drew 1, and the other 3 I was able to bring in for the reduced cost. It is a, normally it is a 1499. However, let's see if I can get that in there. Focus. You can play it from your removed area for 3 less. So it is now a 1 wind and 1. So a 2-drop 900. I had at least I had 3 of these on the field at the very end. I got the Percia player down to 1300, and by the time I couldn't do anything because they had a 17/17 flyer hitting me. And that's the only drawback with this card, is it's not flying. I know I need some other stuff in there. You need to be checking your meta and running Rizard. You need Machina, Melgus, Arla. You need to see what works for you, but I need Arla in this deck. Arla will make... I need flyers. This deck needs flyers. It's weak on flyers. So, but anyway, if you are not running a playset of these, you're doing it wrong. Anyway, I hope you like my tree deck. I will be changing this up, and I will be doing it again and running it again. I like tree. I don't think it's a top tier deck. However, I like this resonator tree. I like playing resonators. You get your resonators out there and you swing. I like attacking. I like aggro. So I'm a big fan of resonators, and I will be... sorry about that. Let's move that up there. Get out of the way. Move over there. There. Out of the light. I will be playing this again at my local game store with some changes. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. When we get to 100 subscribers, we will be discussing my Arabian Nights Magic Pack. I also will be doing other stuff on this channel. It's not just Force of Will, but right now Force of Will is something I'm really into. I think there needs to be more content on Force of Will, so I'm putting out what I think should be my Force of Will content, what you all should be taking a look at. Anyway, those cards they're going away. These are staying. That's getting changed. And I'm going to change this a little bit. But 4 wolves. Run 4 wolves. Number 1. First thing. If you do not have 4 of these wolves, go out and buy a playset right now if you are running tree. Thank you. Like, subscribe, all that happy, fun, good stuff. I'll see you next time. Thanks.